Hello, my dear friends. How are you doing? Hope you are having an amazing day and not having to deal with drama. Ready for new stories I have for you today? Let's go to the first one. And don't forget to listen to the end of the story, guys, to hear my insights. Enjoy the stories, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. For the sake of ease, we'll call my brother Sam and his wife Kate. Obviously, not their real names. My brother Sam became engaged 8 months ago to Kate after a year of dating. They have a 3-month-old son. Sam and I have never been super close with each other. We are very different people and have very little in common. We were very different as kids. I was always reading, and he was always playing video games. He dropped out of school at 15, right when I went off to university. He was in trouble with the law for a while there, and we didn't have much to do with each other. We get along civilly, but he does allow Kate to make an endless stream of side remarks to me, which is a sore point for me. Sam never once sticks up for me, even when my parents have been shocked at what she says. Kate also tries to push me out, a lot, by saying things like how she is my parents' daughter. Basically, she has always tried to take my place, to compensate for having had a crappy childhood with a single mother who didn't care about her. It sucks for her, but that doesn't mean her behavior isn't infuriating for me, you know? Sam and Kate have decided to have a huge wedding and bachelorettes in Thailand, and are now expecting me to pay my own way there and book an 11-day trip to Thailand and pay for all my own expenses, including flights. They are taking out a loan to make the wedding possible because Kate has always wanted a dreamy beach destination wedding. I think that it's stupid. I mean, it is their life and their finances, but why hasn't that clued them in on how it might also be unaffordable for their guests? I didn't have savings. Why would they expect me to take a loan? They also want me to be a bridesmaid, and given that Kate asked her 2 best friends 4 months ago, I saw it on Instagram, she did the "will you be my bridesmaid" proposal thing. I asked why they were asking now, and they admitted one of Kate's friends backed out because of the costs. And they need another, and there isn't really anyone else. They're angry at Kate's friend for backing out, but she agreed to be the bridesmaid before she knew they were planning on taking the wedding from Australia to Thailand. I'm not really thrilled about the idea of being a backup bridesmaid, especially to someone I know dislikes me at worst, is indifferent to me at best. F that, to be honest. This is going to cost thousands of dollars. My parents are not thrilled about the wedding, but are going along with it because they know any disagreement and my brother will take it out on them, because whatever Kate wants, Sam makes sure she gets. My parents love their grandson, and they know if they annoy Kate too much, they can forget about seeing him. I think Kate knows that and uses her baby to get her way. This wedding is not how I want to spend my own money, and it is now causing a big drama. Even before this became an issue, I was always of the opinion that expensive destination weddings are incredibly selfish and entitled because the couple is expecting their guests to pay a lot of money to attend and essentially dictating to them where their next holiday will be, without considering they might want to go somewhere else. Go for your honeymoon. Don't make everyone else pay for that too. I mean, I personally have zero interest in Thailand. I hate the beach. I'm a fair-skinned strawberry blonde girl who hates hot weather and can't go in the water with her contacts in, so it's just not my idea of fun at all. I don't want to spend all my savings on a beach holiday I'll hate. I can technically afford to go, based on the balance of my savings account, but I'm saving for something important. I'm currently a master's student, studying a double master's in European Union law and French translation, and have been offered the chance to complete 5 months of study in Paris next year and interning for a major government department for 3 months afterwards. That is my plan for the money I've been saving from my part-time tutoring job. The wedding is being held during the internship. They want me to give it up, even though it could be the big break of my career. This is how I want to use the money. There is now an expectation I'll back out of this and go to the wedding and even pay to be Kate's bridesmaid. I've said no. Sam is losing his crap because Kate is pissed off I'm not bowing to her wishes. My parents are urging me to reconsider. I know they think this is all nonsense. My father in particular thinks Kate is ridiculous. But they know the kind of hold Kate has over my brother, and know if they even slightly upset her, he'll side with her, and they might not see their grandkid. They enable her because she's insane and entitled. Am I being the unreasonable one? One of the things that makes Sam, Kate, and I so different is that we have different goals and interests. I have an undergraduate law French degree, possible in my country, and am now studying a master's degree. Kate has said on Facebook that her goal is to get a husband, so she doesn't have to work and can have babies. Sam dropped out of school and works a blue-collar job. I'm not looking down on that, but it means he doesn't really understand how important opportunities like the one I've been offered are for careers like the one I am pursuing. We are very different people with very different goals in life, which is fine. But it means they don't understand that giving up an opportunity like this could be giving up my big break, and to me, my career for the next 50 years is more important than someone's wedding day. They knew I would be interning in Paris when they selected this date, because I told them long before they picked a date. It makes me wonder if Kate knew what she was doing in picking this date. What do you think, guys? Am I the bad guy for saying I'm not spending all my money to indulge Kate's fairy tale wedding dream and sticking to my study abroad internship plans? Or do I have to suck it up? OP should go to her internship. The relationship with her brother already is on the crappy side, so OP doesn't lose much there either. She should just send them a nice-looking toaster. When people book a destination wedding because it's their dream, they should absolutely go for it. But it comes with the risk that guests can't afford it. Then, the graceful thing to do is to say that the guest will be missed on their special day. It sucks for OP's parents, but enabling only works so far. At some point, the demand just becomes too much, and it will explode, be it this incident or the next drama. My sister and I have always been very close. We tell each other everything, even if we know the family wouldn't approve. We have the kind of relationship that we can normally tell each other anything and keep it between us. I love her more than anything, but I am stuck in a hard place here. So on to the story. My sister and I no longer live in the same city, but we are about 2 hours away from each other. She's been planning a wedding during all this COVID craziness, and even though I was supposed to be her maid of honor, I stepped down and decided not to go at all because we live in the US and COVID cases are just out of control. Yesterday, I went down to where she lives so that we could do each other's nails and just have some girl time before she goes back to school and gets married. During our girl talk, she comes out to me and says that she has been talking to another guy, Andrew, 33 male. I ask her what that means, and she says that they have been sending nudes and talking about dating. My sister and Andrew talk every day and are talking about having kids together because he is well established and ready to have kids. I don't know if it is important, but they also don't live in the same city as each other, so they haven't actually met up and done the deed. They just talk every day through an app that her fiancé, Dave, male 26, can't access. When I ask her what this means for her wedding on Saturday, she says she is still going to go through with it. I strongly caution her against going through with it, but she feels like she has been with Dave for so long that she just needs to marry him. My sister also says that she would leave her fiancé if Andrew came down on Saturday or before. Dave and my sister have been together for 6 years, and I know him really well. He has stood by her even when she got kicked out of the family. Another story entirely that is fixed now. His family has been paying for her schooling, car, housing, and basically anything else that she wants. However, he has sent me a few unsolicited D-pics in the beginning of their relationship, so I did not like him for a while. They had deep discussions about how inappropriate that was, and then decided to move forward with this relationship. Even though I had hesitations at first, I have come to decide that he's an alright guy, who has made some mistakes, but who hasn't. And I'm chill with them getting married. I love my sister so much. I don't want to upset her, but I also really care about Dave and how she may screw him over. Since I know Dave so well, I could text him and tell Dave about Andrew, but I am not sure that is actually something he needs to know. If it were me, I would want to know, but I was wondering what you guys thought I should do. I am also concerned she is just marrying Dave because she has been with him for so long, and she knows his family will pay for whatever she wants. Edit. Just for some clarification, we have known Andrew since we were 15 or 16. My sister and I both moved away, but he's still in the same place. We hung out together a lot, and they have had some sort of flirtation before we moved. I think Dave has a right to know. To me, it seems like OP's sister is only marrying him out of obligation. She is planning a whole life with this other person without even considering his feelings. She has even stated herself that she would leave him in a heartbeat if Andrew showed up before the wedding. I believe their marriage will fall apart quickly, and it would just be even worse. It's best if OP tries to talk sense into her. If OP decides to tell Dave herself, she needs to be aware that this will most definitely ruin her relationship with her sister. Update. I know all of you needed an update, but I guarantee it's not what you guys expected. So I got a lot of replies on my original post. Many of you guys told me to tell Dave, and don't worry about my sister because she's trash or whatever. Well, apparently, what a lot of you guys don't understand is that this is my sister, and you don't just nonchalantly go behind someone's back, especially when they trust you so much. At least I don't. I believe that cheating is a huge deal, and I, myself, have been cheated on, so I definitely felt like Dave needed to know before the wedding. Eventually, I decided that I would talk to my sister and give her a deadline for talking to him. I want the deadline to be way before the wedding so that he's not totally blindsided right before he's supposed to walk down the aisle, so I settle on Thursday. My sister tells me that she will have a conversation on Wednesday night, so I wait. The day after the conversation went down, I text and ask how it went. She is very vague and says that everything is fine and that they are going forward with the wedding. My mind is completely blown, and I don't really believe her, so I decided to text Dave to confirm that they did actually have this conversation. I wanted him to know, and at this point, she was changing her story too much to get a straight yes or no from her about if she talked to Dave about Andrew. Dave and I talk for a while, and he confirms that yes, my sister did wind up telling him, and while he was a little sad, but he knows that overall she loves him, and everyone makes mistakes. He is convinced that this is only because she is nervous about getting married, but he is also sure that he wants to go forward. I tell them both that it is totally okay to back out if they have second thoughts or anything. People may be disappointed, but if they weren't sure, then it would be the best for everyone. Weddings may be expensive, but divorces are much more expensive, and they suck, especially if they have kids. Today, we went through with the wedding. They are already husband and wife, and what's done is done. I decided not to attend on account of coronavirus. 50+ people, some of which don't believe that it is a real problem, even though some of you guys offered to pay me to object during the wedding. But for all of you guys who are shocked that this happened, or all of you who think good they deserve each other, two asses off the dating market, there's an extra thing I learned. After they got married, Dave's parents are giving them $50,000 for a down payment on a house. Dave wants the money, and my sister wants the house, so I guess they may stick it out for a while, at least until they get the money. You're right, they suck. And to close up the Andrew situation, I don't have his number. I don't care to ever contact him, even though he's a creep. If she cheats, it's her fault. She's an adult. She can make her own terrible decisions. I've always dreamed of a big wedding, not extravagant to any extreme. But that's just how all my family and friends' weddings have been, and ever since I was a little girl, I knew that's what I wanted. My husband is very pragmatic, and from the start was very critical of the wedding I'd planned in my head. We debated what we'd do pretty extensively, and I thought came to some really good compromises. I always wanted a really great photographer. He thought hiring a photographer at all was pointless. So our compromise was asking a friend to be our photographer as his wedding gift to us. I always wanted a big Saturday night party reception. He wanted a courthouse wedding with just us. So our compromise was a Sunday brunch with select friends and family. I always wanted my sister as my maid of honor and my two BFFs from growing up as bridesmaids. He again just wanted the two of us. So our compromise was my father got to walk me down the aisle. I wanted a band. He doesn't like dancing. So our compromise was me making a playlist of background music for the brunch. The day was wonderful, and I was so happy, and it really was such an awesome wedding. Then my brother got married. He had basically My dream wedding. Ever since then, the resentment has been growing steadily. All of our friends and family were there, and everyone had the absolute best time. It hands down was a better day for me than my wedding day. It was such a beautiful celebration of not only the love between my brother and my new sister-in-law, but of them as a couple and everyone they loved enough to include in their special day. My grandfather read a prayer. She had a first dance with her father. They had beautiful flowers and a killer band. Everyone danced all night, including my husband. The real kicker was her dress. If I had to pick out the dress of my dreams, it was what she wore. When she came out, everyone gasped, and my husband actually said, "Wow." It broke my heart. I wanted that moment for myself so badly. I know that makes me sound like a shallow attention queen, but it's true. I had actually picked out a discount dress for my own wedding, but my husband said it was probably too fancy for the venue, so I went with a white sundress. The wedding was a while ago, and they just uploaded the album to Facebook, and I sat there going through it, sobbing. Our friend did take a few nice photos of the day, but it was nothing like what they had. Theirs had captured so many beautiful moments throughout the day. Beautiful pictures of them and everyone who I loved but was unable to even have at my wedding. I know this is such a stupid issue, and it's not like he did anything wrong, since we did come to logical compromises that I fully agreed with at the time. But I've been feeling more and more resentful, and I don't know what to do about it. While the immediate issue is the wedding, the more general issue is the way OP makes compromises. It sounds like OP gives up a lot more than her husband. Like, it's one thing to be pragmatic and avoid spending a lot of money on a ceremony. It's quite another to be weirdly resistant to things that would clearly make OP happy, like wearing a proper wedding dress or having her close family and friends there.